back, folks, to another one of my lousy car videos. Yeah, sorry, I don't really get the opportunity to switch the setting too often. I mean, it's either I shoot videos in the car or I shoot videos in my house with my mom in the background. And I don't know. I feel more comfortable in the car, you know? Then you don't have to hear my mom watching TV or anything like that. So, this is another episode of Honest Society. I haven't made one of these in a while. And I thought it's also kind of an update to let you guys know what I've been up to these past few weeks or so. Because I know I haven't uploaded too much recently. I haven't been doing any streams or anything. But check this out. So, this airport job is the best job I think I've ever had. I really like it. I love the people. I love the environment. I love the work. Out of all the jobs I've had, this is the easiest job, and it's the one I like the most, right? Well, it turns out, even though I make more money than I made working at Topgolf, I'm not working as many hours. So, basically, I'm making less money. This is the least amount of money I've ever made in my life. My very first job, working at Home Depot, making $13 an hour, my paychecks were bigger than they are at this job. And I'm this guy who always talks about, you know, fuck money, who cares about money, who needs money. And I guess I'm one of those people who I feel like things happen for a reason. Working this job, now I actually kind of care about money now. It's funny. I talked a lot of shit about, you know, who cares about how much money you make, but when you can barely scrape up enough money to pay the rent, now I can see how money could be an issue for people. I just never had an issue coming up with rent money. Okay, so when I think I was making like $13 at Topgolf, but I put in enough hours to where it didn't really matter, I guess because of the overtime or whatever. So basically, I've never had money problems my entire life until now. After my last paycheck, I started filling out job applications and, you know, left and right. Yeah, me and this girl I'm talking to now, you know, we went out to the restaurant. I asked the waiter, I was like, you know, you guys hiring? You know, what's the pay look like here? You know, I'm just hungry. You know what I mean? I'm hungry to work a job where I'm not poor. But at the same time, I also don't want to work a job I don't like either. So it's like it's a balance, you know, I'm trying to find a balance. What's funny is, you know, working at the airport, we all have to wear these badges. The reason I'm in the car, and I'm actually probably, I don't know if you can notice, but I'm driving a lot faster than I normally drive. I'm trying to rush back home because I forgot my badge. You need a badge. If you work at the airport, you need proper identification. You have to wear it at all times. If you don't have it, you've got to go all the way back home and get it. Like, you can't work without it. But just yesterday, I put my 2 weeks in. I had a 2-week notice. I wrote it out and everything. And they're kind of bummed out. They're like, hey, you know, we really liked having you here. And I'm like, damn, you know, I told them, you know, what it was. It's just a money thing. And they were telling me, like, hey, there's other positions you can work here at the airport to where, you know, you'll make a little bit more money. But it doesn't involve people. You know, it involves you sitting at a desk. I mean, you're communicating with the pilots and stuff, but it's like, that doesn't interest me in the slightest. There's something about service and the people that I like, you know? Providing a service. So I got a job at WaLgReEnS. Does anybody know what WaLgReEnS is? Your local pharmacy place. It's like a CVS or a Rite Aid. Yeah, the day after I saw how little my paycheck was, actually, I think it was the same day I saw how little my paycheck was, I filled out an application for WaLgReEnS. I got an interview the next day, And the day after that, they offered me a position. So I was like, yeah, I'll take it. Fuck it. It's the same amount of money that I'm working, same amount of money that I'm making at Spirit Airline, which I think is pretty cool. And it's literally 2 minutes away from my house. And with winter coming and all the snow that's about to fall, I think it's a good idea I work somewhere that's a little closer to home, you know? Now, I've only really been working at this airport for about a month here. And I gotta say, man, all the people I worked with, I shouldn't say work with, I'm still there for 2 weeks, but yeah, all the people I work with I like. You know, the guests that are coming in, I like all of them. I don't know, I just like people. I got a love for people, which is why I'm trying to figure out, what do I want to spend the rest of my life doing? And just yesterday, I saw this guy going into the gym, and he had on a jacket that said RTA. RTA is our public transportation here in Cleveland, Ohio. I don't know if they have it anywhere else, but I was like, damn, yeah, why don't I just be a bus driver? A bus driver would be cool. I always talk about how people are mean, you know, sometimes, but it's okay, I can deal with it. And that's what everybody was saying when I was telling everybody I was thinking about being a bus driver. They're like, yeah, then you got to deal with all those asshole passengers, you know, who come in smelling like shit, and it's like you got to drive them around. I mean, but that goes to show you how they think about other people. You know, they automatically think about all the unpleasant people they're going to run into. They don't think about the cool people they're going to bump into. You know, everybody's not a piece of shit, okay? Everybody's not disgusting and nasty. Everybody's not a crackhead, okay? I don't know why that's where their mind goes. You know, as soon as you start talking about driving buses, they're like, yeah, but then you got to deal with. I don't know. I think it would be cool to be the bus driver. You know, I'm driving around. Maybe I'm not the biggest fan of driving, but I'm a safe driver. I've never got into any accidents. I've never had insurance, not one time. You know, knock on the wood. Because I've never. Never. Not once have I ever had insurance. So, and I've been driving for some years. Not one accident. That's a sign. Maybe I was meant to be a bus driver. Now, what's really cool about being a bus driver, I did some research. I'll start off making $16 an hour, right? Which is more than I make now. I make $15. After training, which I think they said is a 5-week program, I'll be making $21 an hour, right? But over the span of 5 years, I'll reach top rate, which is $33 an hour. So by the time I'm 35 years old, I'll be making $33 an hour. And, you know, as we know, I don't need to make $1 million. I'm not trying to be rich. But I don't think I'd have any problems with $33 an hour. That would probably put me in a pretty decent place. I'd be able to provide for myself, you know, my own housing and everything. Because I always think, you know, with my mom having so many health issues, if we were to lose her, would I be able to provide for myself, you know? I don't think I'd be able to provide, definitely not on the paychecks I make here at this job. There's no way, right? So I'm like, damn, dude. And I'm almost 30 years old. I should be able to take care of myself, you know? I mean, you guys know I don't really care to own a house or a bunch of material possessions. And I guess that's not something I really need to worry about, because I don't ever see myself not working. You get what I'm saying? It's just I've never made so little amount of money in my life. Now I can kind of see the importance of money at this point, you know? I think this job has taught me a valuable lesson. money is a little bit important, you know, a little more important than I thought. It's kind of humbled me. It's a very, very humbling experience. Yeah, so that's it. Oh, you know what? Maybe I'll tell you guys about this girl I started talking to. Because I don't, you know, you guys know I don't really talk to too many girls. I don't go out on a lot of dates. I've had one girlfriend my whole life, so there's really not too much experience when it comes to that sort of thing. But basically what happened is my little brother, shampoo guy, he's going out with this chick, right? And she's like, oh, well, I got a friend. Maybe you guys should go out sometime. And I was like, okay, you know, why not? Why the hell not? Let's go out. I don't know the girl. Okay. My brother sends a picture and I'm like, huh. All right, thanks. This doesn't tell me anything. You know what I mean? I don't see the point in sending. See, I'm not a guy who cares so much about how a person looks and it's like, oh, dude, she's fucking hot. All right, I was going to go out regardless of how the girl looked. I didn't care. That was the last thing I was thinking about. I'm more into who she is as a person. What are her interests? You know what I mean? Stuff like that. How does she view the world? Not even her interests. It's more of how does she view the world, you know? What type of person is she? That's what I was trying to find out. So we went out on this date and, you know, we met up with her at her house. Okay. She invited us in and she was really, you know, like quiet. You know, you guys know I like to joke around. I met her, you know, I'm throwing out. Oh, you know what happened? I walk in the door. Sinbad is on TV. It's a Sinbad comedy special she's watching. And I'm like, oh, Sinbad, hey. Oh, you know, I don't know. I don't remember what I said exactly. But I know I was throwing jokes at her, you know, left and right. And she's like, not giving me anything. You know, she's a tough crowd. She wasn't giving me no easy laughs. You know, I like, for every 10 jokes I told, I maybe got one, like, you know, like one chuckle out of her. And that's what I like about her. You know, that's already a good sign to me. Because, like I said, I don't have a lot of experience going out on dates and hanging out with women. But you ever hang out with one of these girls who just laughs at anything you say? That is so fake, I think. I don't know. Most of the time I think it's fake. I mean, some girl you might find is genuinely laughing at everything you say, but then I think a lot of them are just trying to make you feel good. Every attempt at humor, they laugh. It's like, all right, come on now. But this girl, you actually got to try to make her laugh, which I've gotten a lot better at, you know? I went from, she would only laugh at like 1 out of every 10 jokes. Now she laughs out of like 5 out of 10 jokes, you know? Every 10 jokes, she'll laugh at 5 of them. I'm like, wow, okay, all right. I think my skills have improved. And I feel like she understands my sense of humor. And also, she has her own sense of humor. She's funny. She's funny as fuck. I mean, you know, maybe I should do an Honest Society episode with her. I don't know if she'd be down for that. I don't know if she wants to be on camera. But like neither one of us really do this whole social media thing, Facebooks and you know, Instagram. We don't do that stuff. Like we're kind of on the same page when it comes to that stuff. But it was funny when I was meeting this girl, I wasn't expecting to really like her at all. You know, the bar was just set really, really low. You know, I was like, my expectations couldn't have been lower. But at the same time, I've got this love for people to where, you know, part of me, I'm kind of wondering if I would have liked her anyway. You know, with me being so accepting towards people, I'd be able to look at the way that she views things and, you know, step outside of myself and say, oh, okay, I can see why she might think that. But at the same time, I'm not going to try to change her. You know, which is good. You should never be with a person and you're like, okay, well, all right, I think I can fix him. That's how I used to think. I think I can fix him, you know, with some of my friends and stuff. But yeah, you shouldn't be trying to fix people. There's nothing to fix. They are the way they are. Yeah, and this chick, I like the way that she is, you know? Like, we went out to, this was our second date. The first date went pretty cool. We just went to a bowling alley. We ate some food, and, yeah, I believe that was the whole date, pretty much. I mean, we talked at the table for a while. You know, we talked just about life stuff, you know? Got to know each other a little bit better. The second date, she lives an hour away from me, right? So we're not like seeing each other almost every day. This is like a, you know, once every few weeks type of thing. But we went out to this bar that she likes, right? That has good food. All right, so we headed out there. Now this bar is like 75% white, 25% black. Okay? Because when we first stepped in, we were the only niggas in there. Okay, just me and her. Well, there's these white guys who are sitting across the bar. And I don't know how this conversation got started. I think maybe they were talking, the two white guys were talking about how the Little Mermaid is now black. And they were talking about how this is bullshit, you know, how they're trying to make all the characters black or gay and stuff like this. And I didn't know, her name is Lanice, the girl I'm talking to. I didn't know Lanice was, I didn't know how she would react to this, you know? Because we black, y'all know how we react to white people talking about, you know, black stuff, and then it's like, uh-oh. You know, so this was kind of like, I felt like this was a test, you know? Not that I set up, this was just a test, you know? I think this was a good, look, now I get to see how she deals with situations like this. I can see what type of girl I'm dealing with. And, you know, she had a few words for the guy, but it wasn't like, oh, no, this motherfucker ain't talking about the Little Mermaid being, you know, it wasn't nothing like that. It was a civil discussion. It was funny, yeah, the three of them were talking, you know, I just stood back, I didn't say shit. The three of them were talking, they were just having like like I said, a civil discussion. There was no, oh, you motherfuckers is white, you know, and we black, you don't get to talk about this. It wasn't like that. It was very intelligent discussion that they had, you know, and it was civil. I love that about her. I was like, that she definitely won me over. You know, just watching her go back and forth with them, but it wasn't an argument. Nobody was arguing anything. They were just kind of voicing their opinions, and it was no big deal. And what was so funny was when we first walked into this place, there was the biggest sign I ever saw, right? It was the biggest sign I ever saw. And, hold up. Okay, we got to go in and get my badge. It was the biggest sign I ever saw that said, this is a drama-free zone, right? Okay, 1 second. Drama-free zone. Sorry. I gotta get this freaking, this thing. You see? That's it. Can't forget that. Need it. All right, we are good to go. So it's the biggest sign I've ever seen. I said this is a drama-free zone. All right, guys, this is like 3 in the morning, so I don't want to speak too loud and wake up my neighbors. So let me see, because I know I talk really loud. But there was a sign that said This is a drama-free zone. It was the first thing we saw when we walked into this bar, right? Ooh, bunny rabbit. I wish I could show you guys. All right, anyways. Yeah, the sign said drama-free zone, which we thought were, you know, I remember.
Better than playing a hero in the movies?
Oh, shut up. Sorry. It's my dumb radio. So, yeah, the sign says drama-free zone. And I remember, because when we walked in, I made a joke about it. I was like, oh. I was like, damn it. I was like, well, Lanice, looks like we better turn back around. This is a drama-free zone. Uh-oh. Yeah, I made that joke because I'm like, you know, who's going to see the sign and turn back around and say, okay, well, damn it, drama-free. That's not my kind of place. They were having a discussion about the Black Little Mermaid thing, and then this other black chick walked in and sat next to us. After about 2 minutes, you know, they were in the middle of having a discussion. She said, what the fuck are these motherfuckers talking about? You know what I mean? What the fuck what they talking about black? What you know, what right do they have to talk about black issues that are going on in the community? Motherfuckers are, yeah, she was like trying to convince us to side with her and start some kind of argument. You know, she came in with the drama, basically, is what I'm saying. And Lanice was pointing that out. She's like, you see how that girl was trying to get us to side with her and jump on the bandwagon? It was like, yeah, and I'm glad that she saw that, because I feel like that's not common in our community. You know, it's not, that's not something, that's something we have a hard time seeing as black people, I think. It's like when I talk to my older brother, man, you know, it's so political and it's so like, they only see two sides. They only see two sides to this shit, you know? It's either you're for, you know, I'm trying to leave Trump out of it because he talks a lot about Trump, but I don't know, man. There's no middle, you know. They only see it in two ways. They only see it's like, okay, it's either you're this, or it's either you're for or you're against. You know, they don't see the gray, I guess, the gray area. I mean, I have a hard time explaining it, really, but it's like this video I was watching. This guy was talking about how we all have free will. You know, we all have our own freedom. And this is something I've talked about a lot, so I won't talk your head off too much about it. But it's like, damn, how do you guys not get it, you know? That we all are individuals. We can all think for ourselves. We don't need to keep doing this mob mentality shit. And stop playing victim all the time, man. Stop being a victim. It's frustrating to watch. You know, people are suffering because they view themselves as victims all the time. You know, this cold world has done me so wrong. I was a good guy at one time, but now this world has turned me cold. It's like, what? Get the fuck out of here with that shit, man. You have a choice at the end of the day, you know? You just what I feel like it is people are just looking for an excuse to be an asshole. Oh, yeah. I'm an asshole, but the only reason I'm an asshole is because I was a nice guy, but, you know, this world has kind of dragged me down. See, I can't even be nice. If I'm nice, people are going to take advantage of me and treat me like shit. So I'd rather be an asshole than to be a nice person. You know, round of applause. Woo! I swear that's how people think. Some people, not all people. But yeah, back to the girl, man. It's like, I think we hit it off really well. And I was explaining to her I really like her, right? But I kind of have a hard time. This is something I've always struggled with, and I told her about this. It's like I have a hard time really expressing my like for people. So, you know, I remember we were sitting at dinner the other night, and I asked her, I was like, do you feel liked by me? Because I do have a hard time expressing my likes. And And she's like, well, yeah, she's like, I feel like you like me, but like, you don't like me, you know what I mean? And I was like, yeah, no, I think I do know what you mean. But how do I show that I like you? You know what I mean? Like I really like you. I'm not really a touchy, grabby kind of guy. So I didn't, our first 2 dates, I didn't touch this woman, you know, hardly at all. Other than when we said goodbye and we hugged. That was it. And even that, she was wondering, why do you hug down? This is a tall lady. She's like 6'2". And, you know, I'm 6'7". So we're both tall. I've never talked to a girl that was this tall before. And when I hug people, you know, I guess I hug down. She was telling me, she's like, I noticed you're hugging me down. You're hugging down. She's like, I'm not little. You know you don't have to do that. And I was like, oh, yeah, I didn't notice I was hugging down. Well, that still happens when we hug now. It's the same thing. It's, I don't know. I guess it's something I can't control. But I told her, I'm like, look, I'm 6'7", okay? You're 6'2". We're still not on the same level, okay? So maybe that's why. But yeah, it's just, you know, I've always kind of struggled with this physical stuff. And I was telling her, I think it's because, you know, you ever go to tap somebody on the shoulder or like touch somebody and like, hey man, hey, don't fucking touch me. Get your fucking hands off of me. I think that happened to me one too many times where I just said, all right, fuck it, I'm not touching anybody, you know? So touch just kind of went away. Once people started telling me, hey, yo, get your fucking hands off me. That's where I was like, okay, you're right. Why am I touching you anyway? Why am I touching you to begin with? But touch is important to a lot of people, you know? Especially ladies, I see. If you don't touch them, it may come off as, are you scared to touch me? Are you not comfortable touching me? Do you not like me? You know, and I think these are things that are going through her head, and this is why she doesn't feel liked by me, or this is why she didn't feel liked by me. I think maybe, you know, I started touching her after that, so hopefully she feels liked now. But yeah, before I really started putting my hands on her, I don't think she really felt liked by me, you know? And that's why, because I wasn't touching her. Yeah, we were hanging out late the other night. And, you know, she has an hour drive, because she actually came out here. So she drove an hour out here to get out here to where I live. And I mean, we had a good little time. We spent the whole night together. But then she got sleepy, so it was like, she's gonna spend the night, right? Well, this is kind of strange because, you know, I've got a bed. And I'm sleepy as well. And I kind of want to go to sleep. Then she's sleepy and she wants to go to sleep. So are we sleeping together in the same bed? I don't know. So this was a tricky situation. She's like, okay, well, do you want to go to bed? And then like, I'll just stay in here. And I was like, no, okay, how about you go to bed? You can go lay down. I'll just stay in here. I'll play PlayStation all night. And then you'll get up in the morning and then I'll go to bed after. She's like, yeah. She's like, but aren't you sleepy? Don't you want to go to bed? I was like, yeah, I'm sleepy, but I can stay up. You know, it's really no big deal. This was a whole, like, thing, right? Then it was like, all right, fuck it. We can both just sleep in the same bed, okay? There's no funny stuff. We both came in. It was like, you know, what's the problem? Let's just sleep in the same bed. It's a big deal, right? But then, you know, I was kind of joking, but this is the truth. You ever see you didn't have to see the movie, but did you see the movie trailer for Anger Management with Jack Nicholson and Ben Stiller? Yeah, there was this part where they were sleeping in bed, and Jack Nicholson, he's like, hey, I hope you don't mind. I like sleeping in the nude. And then, you know, I guess he gets naked. And, wait, was that Ben Stiller or was it Adam Sandler? I can't remember. I get them mixed up sometimes. But yeah, he's like, I like sleeping in the nude, which that was funny. No, I was telling Lanise about that. I mean, I do like sleeping pretty much in the nude. I like sleeping in my underwear. But I felt like that's a little strange to bring this girl into bed and sleep in my underwear. This is just a little, you know, I'm not one of those guys. Don't get me wrong, I'm perfectly comfortable sleeping in my underwear with the woman in the bed, but I don't want to make her uncomfortable being in the bed with me sleeping in my underwear, if that makes sense. Because she wasn't in her underwear, so why am I in my underwear? Well, anyways, it turns out that she likes to cuddle, okay? Because when we laid in the bed together, I was facing the wall, okay? I figured we could do a back-to-back. I didn't want to be... And she's like, you don't have to make it awkward. You don't have to make it awkward. And I'm like, well, what's so awkward about it? I mean, this is how I would normally sleep. I'd be facing the wall, have my head on my pillow, and just sleeping. She's like, oh, no, you don't have to make it so awkward. And I was like, what do you think is going on here, huh? It's like, do you think I'm nervous because you're in my bed? Do you think I'm afraid to touch you? So, I mean, I ended up cuddling her with my arm, right? I had my arm wrapped around her. And now I'm in this situation, because look, I don't normally sleep with women in the bed, okay? I've had my bed to myself my whole life. Even in my younger years. I remember my sister, she used to try to sleep in my car bed. I had one of those car beds. And I would say, no, get out of my bed. Out. This is my bed. I don't like sharing the bed with anybody. But tonight, this night, it was a special occasion. I had a girl over that I liked. I wanted to share my bed with her, okay? And I wanted to make her feel comfortable. So you know what? I had my arm wrapped around her. But now I'm in this situation where what the fuck do I do with the other arm? Has anybody had this before? You're laying in the bed with the lady. And what do you do with the other arm? Because I'm laying on my arm and it feels like I dislocated my shoulder. I mean, it was one of the most uncomfortable experiences ever. Okay? But I was trying to comfort her. I wanted her to get a good night's rest. Even if it meant sacrificing my own good night's rest. Look at that. Servicing the people. You see that? The positioning. I don't know. I've got to get used to this whole cuddling thing. Where do you put the other arm? Can somebody help? Good gosh. I want to say it's not rocket science, but it is damn sure it seems complicated. Because I've got two arms, right? I got one wrapped around, and then the other one I'm like laying on my shoulder. What do you do with this arm? I wish I could just chop it off. I don't know. It was very uncomfortable. I couldn't get the positioning right. I couldn't figure out how to do this whole cuddling thing. But I guess that's something I can work on. I mean, it's still relatively early in the relationship. I mean, I don't even know if you can really... Would you call this a relationship? I don't know. Yeah, I guess so. Technically, it is a relationship. But we're just dating now, on some Seinfeld shit. Yeah, but that's it. That's pretty much all that's been going on with me. Changing jobs, dating this girl. Oh, I've been dieting too. I should show you guys my workout. It's just a paper showing you how many push-ups I did. I do 200 push-ups a day now. But I've consistently been working out every day. I think at this point it's been it's been 23 days straight that I've been working out. And when I say working out, I've just been doing push-ups. Just push-ups. That's it. Now I can do 100 push-ups in a row. Can you believe it? For a short little while here, maybe the first 5 days of doing 100 push-ups in a row, like in one set, I wouldn't be able to get myself back up from the 100th push-up. Well, I tell you what, I can do that now. So that's what I do. When I first wake up in the morning, I use the bathroom, come out, do 100 push-ups, then I go take a shower. Oh, well, actually, no. Okay, I got that a little wrong. So after I'm 100 push-ups, I get on the scale, check my weight, then I go take a shower and get dressed for work. And then when I get off of work and I come home a little later, before bed, I do my other 100 push-ups. And that's it. And I don't know, I like that routine. But I do want to implement other workouts, so I got to get a gym membership. But yeah, I'm kind of watching my diet here and, I don't know, focusing on my push-ups. And, I don't know, trying to figure out stuff for me and this lady to do. A girl I actually like. Because if you guys remember, I mean, I know I've told you guys probably about 3 or 4 times about my first girlfriend and how it was the biggest mistake I ever made because I knew I didn't like her. And I got into a relationship and I really didn't like her. That'll never happen again. I've got to like the girl. Now, this is what I like, though, so I don't know. Let's see where it goes. Maybe I'll keep you guys updated. I haven't really been playing King of Fighters. I've been playing that Deathverse game now, Let It Die Deathverse. That little free-to-play Battle Royale thing that my friend Museum told me about. Yeah, that's really it. That's all I've been doing, the job applications. So let's see how this WaLgReEnS thing goes. Oh, I should tell you guys about my interview. The interview went really well. Kinda. So I had an interview. It was the day after. I mean, it was the morning right after Lenise had left. Right after my cuddling incident. Right after me sleeping uncomfortably on my right shoulder. Or no, left shoulder. Wait, what shoulder was it? No, it had to have been my... Okay, I'm confused. That was definitely my right shoulder that hurt. Because I was like laying on it. And in order for me to move it, it would have woke her up. So I was like, I just laid on my shoulder. It was like an endurance thing. You know, how much pain can you put up with for how long? So, yeah, right after, shortly after she left, I got a phone call from WaLgReEnS saying, hey, would you like to come in for an interview today? I was like, damn, wow, that was quick. I just, filled the application out yesterday or whatever. And so I agreed to come in, but I was running off of no sleep. I don't know about you guys, but when I've got a job interview, you kind of get nervous a little bit. Well, I think I'm past that point. Like, I figured I would have the job, like it'd be an easy job interview. And for the most part, it was. I don't know, where I had difficulty at is, once again, it's that lack of mental clarity. That's still something I deal with, y'all. It's like, it's hard for me to express what I'm trying to say into words. Or just, I have a hard time putting it into words sometimes. Like now, you can obviously tell I don't have the mental clarity right now. Because if I did, I wouldn't be struggling to put these words together. It would be effortless, right? Well, this interview, and I told the lady, I'm sorry, I'm running off of no sleep. She had a lot of questions for me. She's like, so what made you want to work at WaLgReEnS? I was like, well, to be honest, it's right up the street. It's 2 minutes away, literally 2 minutes away. She's like, oh, okay. And I was like, the pay is pretty much the same as what I'm making now at the airport. And I was asking her, like, can I get full-time hours? She's like, well, have you thought about maybe doing a management position. And I told her, I was like, well, I'm not sure I would like that. Like, I've never done a management position, so. She's like, okay, well, let me know if you change your mind. Management position, I don't know if that's something I'd like. I don't know. But then again, I've never done it, so there's only one way to find out, right? I see myself, if I was to be a manager, I'd be like that Michael Scott guy from The Office. Very fun boss. Every Friday we have pizza parties. So maybe I should be like a manager. Maybe I should be. Because I think I'd be a fun manager. People are like, what will you bring to this job? Fun. I'm going to bring fun to the job. It won't be so serious all the time. I mean, the work will still get done, but we're still going to have some fun. You know what I'm saying? The work will still get done, but we're going to have fun. There we go. That's what I should have said. Next interview, that's what I'm going to say. The work's going to get done. The work's going to get done, but we'll be sure to have fun. Yeah, there you go. That sounds like a shitty little slogan. But yeah, I think it's important to have fun on your job. I think that's why I like the job I have now so much. It's because it's fun, okay? It's fun, it's funny. You never know what you're going to get sometimes. With so many people traveling and so many different people showing up at the airport, you never know. A wide range of personalities and nationalities. It's just fun. I love it. I don't know if I'm going to like WaLgReEnS as much because there's not going to be as many people coming through. There's not really going to be a variety of people coming through. It's just going to be the ones in this area. So, but I don't know. As long as I'm working with people, I think I'll be okay. That's what it's all about. It's about that guest interaction and stuff. All these years of working in factories and warehouses, I think I'm just done with that type of work. It's all about the people now. Yeah, that's why I think that bus driver thing would certainly be right up my alley. Yeah, it's unfortunate I'm late. I don't like being late for work. Ever. Not a fan of being late. Like, even though I just put my 2 weeks in yesterday, me coming into work looks like I'm going to be like, shit. I was going to say 30 minutes late, but it looks like it might be more like 45 minutes late. Who likes showing up late? Everybody's already working. Everybody's looking at you when you're walking in like, hey, you're late. Not a good look or feel. I do not like it. But I'll let them know what happened. Hey, I forgot my badge at home. They're gonna be looking at me like, oh, motherfucker, you don't care. You put your 2 weeks in yesterday, and it's like you don't even care anymore, Jav. I didn't show you guys my name tag. It says Javariel, which I think is funny. Because we had to type our own names in online for our name tag. I spelled it wrong. How could I spell my own name wrong? I don't know how I fucked that up. Javariel. It's funny because the customers, they keep coming in and they're like, what's your name say? Javariel? No. And then I have to explain to him, explain to him or her how I misspelled my own name somehow. They're like, okay, wow, all right. How did you manage to do that? But yeah, I've applied to a bunch of different jobs. WaLgReEnS was the first one I heard back from, so I just took that job. I was like, all right, I'll accept that because it's a lot closer to home. Yeah, my brother and my sister used to work at WaLgReEnS back in the day when I was growing up, when I was just a little young buck. So yeah, we'll see how this goes. Like I said, I don't think I'll be there for that long, but at least until I get this RTA job, I'm going to try to get that bus driver position because I think it'd be kind of cool. Just imagine me driving a bus. You know, I got video game music playing. They're like, damn, okay. Is this VGM dude here? You know, just imagine you have to take the bus to work, right? Which I hope nobody has to do. You know, you're swiping your ticket and then you see me. You're like, is that, wait a second, is that Jive? What? No way. Then the whole ride, we're listening to some Sonic R racing. It's like, what? No way. That's just me, though. All right, y'all. I think I've talked your head off enough. Thanks for tuning in. And I'll tell you what, stay tuned. Because I've got more videos and stuff coming. All right? I'm just trying to get in the flow of things. You know, starting a new job and going out with this lady. Like I said, I'll keep you guys updated, all right? Wish me luck. All right. Peace out.